because we are very happy to have Tidal Basin coming out, World Tier 5. We released that info last week on State of the Game, so that's really exciting for us. We do have a maintenance for this, so it's going to start at the usual times on Friday at 9:30 CEST in the morning. It will approximately take 3 hours for us to patch the servers and then go live. That also means, and I'm going to look at this because Google gave me the times, it's going to be 3:30 a.m. ET for the American guys, and then 4:30 p.m. for
Buena
Korea,
gente.
and then 6:30 in Australia. So,
Vamos
again,
a,
Australia, we're very sorry.
a ver el State of the Game, que ya ha empezado ya, pensaba que era a las 6 y me he colado.
It will happen for this update again. And we also have a new name for the update. It's called Invasion Battle for DC. So that's kind of include cool new outfits. There are a couple of other things, and we're going to show some assets of that as well.
Estaba hablando que bueno, hay nuevos trajes.
Okay. Okay. So there's an audio desync, and we have to go back down and back up again. So we're going to be right back.
Vale, que van a volver pronto, que ha habido un fallo y van a volver pronto. A ver. Ha habido un desync o algo así y tienen que, ya la vuelven, dicen, ¿vale? Así que no preocuparse. No preocuparse. A ver qué hablan hoy, a ver qué hablan hoy. Van a hablar hoy de cosillas. Van a hablar hoy de cosillas. Van a hablar, a lo mejor dicen fecha de la raid. A lo mejor enseñan los nuevos trajes. A lo mejor hablan de nuevos trajes. Vale, ya está.
New cool caches, yeah. Yes, new caches that you can earn. The cool thing is about these is that everybody will get one free in the first week. So log in before Thursday, because then you can get them. So if you log in on Friday, until Thursday, you will get a free cache. Everybody.
Vas a contener una caja gratis.
One pass owners get 3 additional caches, and they can log in whenever they want. So that's kind of cool. New things to look at. You can look better, look cooler, nicer. And we also have some assets for that to show you. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the weapon assets, weapon skins that are coming. And they're only a preview, so there's more of those in the caches.
Del 5 de abril al
It's also the first time that we have caches without duplicates. So if
bonitas,
you get a cache, you will get a new item, whatever it is. So that's really cool, I think, for people to get something new, to express themselves, to have more variety.
La de la izquierda mola mucho, ¿eh?
We also have more emotes coming.
Más emotes, más emoticonos.
There's 2 examples. I think this one is very fabulous.
That one, along with the purple skin and the gun before, is going to be great on my character.
And then, there you go. We all know we need it in our lives. Once we've done an invaded mission on heroic difficulty, which is coming.
There's a Yannick beard there. I'm mesmerized.
And then one last thing that we are going to show right here as well. We're going to have masks that you can get.
Más
so if
máscaras.
you're not into the whole cipher riddle situation, you can just get some.
O sea, el evento de invasión trae nuevas máscaras.
Really cool.
La de la izquierda mola mucho.
The green one is also see-through, so you would have your face in there. So it doesn't cover your agent's face if you are not into that.
Why would you want masks if you're not into covering your face? Sure.
I don't know.
They look badass, though. I really like them.
Yeah.
And yeah. So when does this kick off?
This all kicks off on Friday with Tidal Basin.
Awesome.
And then if you go online, the new caches should already be in the apparel store.
Right.
And there's also projects. So you can do apparel projects, which gives you even more caches. So that's kind of cool.
And last week we kind of talked about a lot of what's coming in World Tier 5, etc. But today we'll talk more about the smaller things that are actually in the patch that comes along with the new content, right?
Exactly. A lot of the small things that we like to introduce to players, and also like what the community tells us what they are missing in the game, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about some things that are bothering the community where it's like it's bugged, where it doesn't really like let me do anything. So one of them that will be fixed tomorrow as well is the workbench that is stuck in World Tier 3 or 4, depending on where you are.
Yeah.
For example, you are in World Tier 4, and then your workbench is still stuck in World Tier 3. We did a fix.
Van a fixar eso.
If you were stuck in one World Tier,
como que los que están algunos se buguean y salen en World Tier 3.
That's going to come tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sorry, not tomorrow. That's going to also come on Friday.
And
there's
a lot of fixes to various different things, but these were some of them.
Va a haber muchos arreglos.
Okay.
We're just production is yelling
So
at us.
we're gonna highlight some of the cool things
Yes.
that will come that aren't nitty-gritty bug fixes. There will be patch notes. They will
Absolutely.
be extensive. You'll be able to read them while going to bed. But we are looking at adding new quality of life features. So, for instance, a lot of people have been asking for something to fix the sensitivity when
La
scoping.
sensibilidad, mientras apuntas.
So we have not only a mathematical fix that makes it better depending on your field of view, but also that there's a slider to adjust it for scoped view.
That's really cool. I think that a lot of people had like the issue where they didn't feel to use snipers because they had like that zooming in wasn't as satisfying as it should.
Right. So there's a slider for that. There's a slider for, and I think this would be exciting for most people, for field of view.
Field of view.
Van a añadir el FOV, por
Bigger
fin.
field of view. Like the caveat is still, of course, that
O sea, vas a poder
different
tocar
zooms and
el
everything
field
have
of view,
different
es
other
decir, el
fields of view.
FOV.
So this is
Podemos
more
alejar un
like
poquitín más la
adjusting
cámara.
your field
¿vale?
of view, but like at default, it gives you
More space.
a wider field of view, and that not actually only helps with people who just want lots of situational awareness. It can help if you're motion sick
Yes,
and things
that's
like
very
that.
important.
Eso está bien, ¿eh? Lo del
People
FOV
are-
está bien.
across
Menos mal que lo
different
meten ya.
forms that they feel like they might be getting sick by just playing the game,
Mhm.
and we just want to avoid that. And I think that option will help a lot of people.
Yeah.
And Total Biscuit would be proud of us as well.
How are we on audio sync? It looks desynced to us. I just want to say.
Yeah, let's have a live QA with the production.
Okay.
It comes and goes. Okay,
okay.
cool.
We're gonna keep going.
We're going to
Anyway,
keep going because that's what we do, right? We just keep going with
Yeah.
changes, with fixes, and things like that. So I just also want to point out, like, the dev team is really happy about your feedback, if it's positive or constructive, and even sometimes negative, because it helps us to also improve
yeah.
things that
Yeah.
we're not able to see internally because we don't have a million people
Yeah,
here.
and we either ourselves read and interact, or people like yourself fine comb all of the different places where people express themselves and gather that feedback to us. So even if you can't reach, even if you don't feel you reach us personally, we have people that read everything and gather it up, and we try to address things as much as we can.
Tendría que bajar un poquitín los NPCs en la zona oscura.
And one of
¿eh?
the things that we heard a lot is, well, I don't want to say a lot, but
Ahora
like, we
mismo,
heard
ir
some,
solo a la zona
you
oscura es un
these
suicidio.
builds are very strong. I feel like this is something that I don't like,
Yeah.
or these guns are not as strong as I would like them to be. And we have a small adjustment
Yeah.
on that feedback that
So we're
sending over.
gonna put some balancing in this patch.
Van a balancear un
important to
poquitín.
note that it's early days and we're just now introducing another world tier. So
Van a balancear un poquitín el tema de
we won't have
las,
the
de las armas.
biggest
Hay algunas
and
que
most
están...
precise balance patch right now.
Yeah.
But there are a few things in this that we want.
Dicen que no van a arreglar todo ahora, que no van a balancear todo ahora, porque todavía quieren esperar al World Tier 5. Pero básicamente que van a arreglar cosillas pequeñitas para el PvP.
Explicitly.
Yeah.
This is not the
Porque
big
hay
PvP
cosas muy
patch
chetadas. Por
in
ejemplo,
any
la
way.
Vector
We
está
have
muy chetada.
Lots of engagement with the community about PvP balance, what they would like to see. This is not that patch where we address that in a large scale way. Some of the things will affect how PvP feels because they affect some builds, but still, just note that that's not what we're trying to do with this particular patch.
Absolutely. And also, Terry said on stream with Anthony a lot of times, like, he's really passionate about finding out what feels good, but also makes sense for us as a team. And I think that's going to be a continuous process for a long time.
So don't think we don't hear you, but
Yeah.
it takes time to dial that in, and this is not the time. But what we have done instead, we've looked at community feedback on stuff, like you said.
Please don't talk over
We've
them.
looked at
Yes,
telemetry,
I'm translating
we've
to
looked
Spanish.
at
I'm Spanish
build
streamer, so go to the
videos
official
and people who
A
are
lot of
making,
stream and watch it, man.
well, people who might have
I'm
won
translating
the
to my
latest
Spanish-
tournament, what
my
they were
Spanish
using,
community.
but, like, just in general,
If you
and
want
just things that
to
we've
see
seen
it
ourselves.
in
So
English, go to the Twitch
we're going to start
or
off
YouTube.
with the less good news for some people, which is some things get some slight nerfs. So let's talk about the nerfs before we get to the good stuff.
Exactly.
So some weapons are overperforming. So the two that we're calling out here is the M700, which is making getting other sniper rifles just not fun.
Van a
since,
nerfear el
so vastly
M700,
outperforming all of the other ones. So that is getting
que dice que
down
hace que los
production.
demás snipers sean un poquitín inútiles.
Same with the MK17 in the rifle class. It's
Y
just
con la
making
MK17 también la
the
van a
hunt
nerfear
for
también un
other
poquitín.
guns less fun because it's so outperforming
go to the
them in a
Twitch,
simple
man.
number that it just nullifies that whole class of
And that's
weapons.
important for us, right? Like we want
Yeah.
loot to be fun. Like if you get a
Yeah.
cool weapon, that's really nice. And if it's your favorite weapon and does a lot of damage, that's awesome. But if you never want to loot another weapon, that's kind of boring as well.
We want more guns to be viable, and these two made other guns in their class not as viable. Other things that we're doing is, and this will come as a change to gear that you already own in preparation for World Tier 5, since we're upping the numbers on everything, and like you can get new gear with higher numbers. There were two numbers that were already creeping up to where we are comfortable with them, so we had to reduce them, and that's crit damage and headshot damage.
Okay.
So you're going to see lower rolls for headshot damage and crit damage, not only on future gear, but on gear you already own. This is something we had to do.
Okay,
We
man, but
wanted
you
to do it
need
now
to
as we're
understand
introducing a new
I'm
world tier
Spanish.
anyway, so you
And
anyway
if-
have to farm new gear.
If Spanish
so the
people
blow
watching
won't
me,
be as harsh,
I
but
need to
just know
translate,
that
man.
that's
I'm
happening.
sorry if you can't
'cause
see
they were quite,
another stream, but
they created an enormous delta between an average build and
But you need to
and a
understand
really
me.
good
I'm
build.
a Spanish
And we want some
streamer,
delta, but they were just
and I need to
touching
translate.
the
Yeah.
limit. Other things,
Limits are good. Like if we want to go in World Tier 5 and we say like, hey, this is really how we want it to be, that's totally fine. And towards the end game, when people get the best gear, that has the best stats as well. But if we're already in World Tier 4 and we're like seeing numbers that are not healthy,
Pushing the limits,
I think that's a very good change.
there's a few small changes to some talents that are specifically part of a quite dominant build. So we're changing the safeguard talent that gives you extra healing. We're giving that an internal cooldown so it can't be up all the time. So it's still doing the work it's meant to do for a healer that gets an opportunity for a big heal, but it won't grossly magnify continuous self-heal effects, which is being used. And we're also adding an internal cooldown to the Demolitionist talent tree talent crisis response.
Van a
For those who
nerfear
don't
algunas
know,
cosillas
that's
de
one
las
that
especiaciones.
when your armor breaks, you replenish your weapon's ammo.
Yeah.
And that was intended as a, oh, holy shit moment, but at least I have full ammo so I can get out of this moment.
Yeah.
But when that can proc over and over and over again while you're being at that limit of armor, then that's a little degenerate. So
You're basically just firing continuously, and that's like at some point,
and that
it's
helps
frustrating as
you
well for other
overcome.
players.
Yeah, and that helps you overcome some deficiencies of some weapon that are supposed to have reload time as one of their drawbacks, like the Vector.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, but those are all the nerfs that we're going to for. Now
So
let's
only-
talk about the good stuff.
Exactly. Let's talk about some of the cool things that
Esto
are
va a ser
coming, not
todos
only
los
like the negative
nerfs.
things, because we know that some stuffs were underperforming, but also some things were a little frustrating just from like using them.
Yeah, so we have done, as the skills team has taken a look at some of the skills, so we're going to probably look at skills continuously throughout the life of this project. But for this patch, we've looked at the sniper turret. The sniper turret was conceptually cool, but pretty awkward to use and understand. So we've completely revamped how that works. So now you place it, and there's a button above an enemy, whoever's closest to your reticule. And if you press that button, the sniper thing will shoot it with
That's
a
really
shot.
cool.
So it automatically tracks any target. You don't have to lock it on or do anything like that. And on top of that, if you're aiming at that target, you get to precision aim the sniper thing so that you can make it hit weak points or headshots or whatever.
Yeah.
So we feel like it's a lot more intuitive to use, and we're really looking forward to seeing if people adopt this.
I think it sounds a lot more fun as well, where you can like you place it somewhere and then you engage the combat and then you can choose your target.
I think
that's
it's like
cool.
having this little Overwatch buddy somewhere in the back who's like supporting you.
Yeah, cool, awesome.
The other thing we're doing is, and this came from a lot of feedback from our PC friends, and then we looked at console and saw, yeah, it's pretty awkward there too, is the chem launcher.
Yes,
So
I've had that pain as well.
So a lot of people have been pointing out that with it being quite automatic, you push the button and it equips it and goes up, shoots, stays there for a while, and it's like, so we've changed it so that when you push the button, you equip it. And then it works like a weapon. You can aim with it, you can shoot with it, you can blind fire with it, you can run around with it. It essentially acts as equipping a weapon, which is sort of what you'd expect from something that looks like that. So that should make it a lot less awkward. It should put you in a lot fewer uncontrolled situations. So
it just fires off, basically.
Yeah, so we're really looking forward to seeing what people think of that change as well. So those are some awkward things. We've also improved other skills over on board, like Firefly is easier to aim and lock onto thing, and then there's a bunch of improvements, but those were the big ones that I wanted to highlight.
Yeah, so these are all coming on Friday, by the way. So if
Yeah.
you are like currently using these skills and you're not like super happy with them, try them out on Friday again, and
Yeah.
then just let us know what you think, because that's really important for us to like also, again, as Fredrik said, improve on them in the future. Like it's not stopping here, but we did the first pass, and let's
Yeah.
have a look at them, play with them, and you can let us know what you think about it.
So then we have some major and some minor things. Let's start with the minor things.
Yes,
so
minor things.
we fixed it. We fixed the initial accuracy of the signature weapon, the sniper rifle.
Yeah, the sniper rifle.
This guy. People were saying that they felt like they were scoping in with this thing that they often didn't have ammo for, but
Yeah.
when they did, they scoped in and they didn't make the shot because it had a lot of bloom issues. We fixed that, so it should feel a lot more accurate and a lot more reliable.
Van a mejorar el francotirador, la
We
especialización.
buffed some underperforming weapons, the LVOA-C, which is a rifle.
Fan favorite.
We buffed the lightweight M4, the AA-12 automatic shotgun, the MG5 light machine gun. All of those got buffs.
Cool. So to the guy on Reddit today saying the shotguns are too weak, we fixed it.
I wouldn't
Van a mejorar
claim
las
that, but
escopetas.
at least the AA-12 is upped
Yes.
a little bit. We are looking at balance for the next patch as well. Let's
Yeah.
see where we get there. Then there's the two big things, and I wish I'd brought visual aids for this, but
It's going to be
Dos cosas
complicated, so
agradables,
like
a ver.
take out your Excel sheets. No, I'm
let's
just
let's
kidding.
make it as simple as possible. We've revamped all of the skill mods in the game. So for those that don't know, the skill mods are how you make your skills better. You have
Exactly.
to equip skill mods on your skills. And skill mods require some amount of skill power to
Yes.
run, and that scaling was completely out of whack. So, which is a technical term.
I
So
heard
we-
that.
I don't
So we
understand
revamped
this.
all of that. We made sure that the bonuses that you get correlate neatly with the amount of skill power required, so that they
I don't
scale
understand
neatly.
what he's
We've made
saying.
sure that they're within bounds of what skill power you can get, and we've revamped how much skill power you're getting. So if you log in on Friday and you have less skill power before, don't stress, because the whole rebalance might mean that you can equip a bunch of mods that you couldn't before anyway, and skill builds should start becoming a really fun thing to look into.
Awesome.
So look forward to that. I think it's going to be an exciting time for skill users.
Cool.
Also because of one of the new gear sets. But let's not.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
You guys can explore that yourself. So important, Friday, you log in, you check out all of your gear. If you have less skill power, don't panic. Look at the mods you can equip, and then we'll see
No problem,
how
man.
it goes.
You should be able to find many more than before.
Awesome.
Last thing I had to bring to the table is that we heard a lot of feedback, actually both positive and negative, depending on kind of
When
how
you were
you engage
looking.
with the system. But the weapon mods are not universally loved.
Yes.
I like universally loved. I aim for that. No, so weapon mods have negatives and positives, and it was this puzzle on like what do I need for which gun, etc. But they are also big rewards for when you're leveling up and you're going through side missions and you're unlocking and you're crafting and you're doing all this. And then you get something that might completely wipe all of your crit.
Yeah.
And that does not feel good. So we revamped all of the weapon mods.
All of them.
All of them have gotten new values, new positives, more in line with what they would do as actual mods.
Yes.
Lower numbers generally because they also don't have negatives. So
There
they
you go.
don't have their drawbacks anymore.
No negatives.
Well, not no negative. When they're duplicates,
Yeah.
like when there's multiple extended mags, then you're going to see one that's extra bullets and no
Yeah.
negatives, and then one that's more extra bullets and some negatives. So then you have that choice.
But you can make a decision, exactly.
Yeah, but for every
O
slot,
sea que los nuevos
there's,
mods de armas no tienen nada
a
negativo,
mod,
todo positivo.
for every type of stat that has no drawback,
Excellent.
so that it will just feel good,
Good,
to kit
yeah.
out a new weapon.
So you
with
equip it and you're
mods.
like,
Yeah.
yes, that's how I want it to feel. Okay,
And this
that's
is
pretty
this
cool.
is very much a, hey, we tried this design out. People gave us feedback that they didn't like it,
Yeah.
and we're like, let's change it.
I think that's really cool that we are also seeing, like, on the other side, we also saw a lot of people that said, like, I really like the system because it allows me to make decisions. I can equip my weapon the way that I want it, and also it makes weapons that don't have any mods
Yeah.
feel different. So
Yeah.
I think the new approach will still help with that. You can still make decisions,
Yeah.
but it's a little less like
Yeah.
painful if you have no crit anymore.
Yeah, and in general, you'll also see that you can still make decisions because the damage boosting things like crit and
Yeah.
stuff that are available on mods, they're not as high values as the things like stability and stuff like that. So you're going to get more payoff for those things that don't contribute directly to damage
Okay.
because they need to be higher for
Yeah.
them to be an even viable option, right? So we try to balance it that way, where it's interesting to choose which mod rather than to choose to have or not have a mod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think especially like not having a mod was always like a little awkward where you're like, I don't want to equip this.
It was kind of the goal because we felt like, hey, it should be viable to run a gun without any mods. It should just change the way you play with a gun. But we're not deaf to people not
Yeah.
having fun, so people didn't much like it. So we're trying this out instead, and
Awesome.
I think it's going to be more fun.
Cool. I really like that change. I think a lot of people will be very happy about that. And
Yep.
again, I like that we have still have options in the game that allows you to do some
Yep.
customization to your weapons.
So those were all of the things we wanted to highlight on,
Yep.
on the patch notes, but the patch notes will be extensive, and there will probably be something that everyone is looking for to get fixed or added or changed that's in
Correct.
those patch notes.
Exactly.
So read them.
Yeah, especially because and I just want to stretch it again. It's coming on Friday, but we have been working on this, and the dev team has been working on this like basically this week still. So there will be changes coming in that will be surprising even for us when we're doing the patch notes. So if you are looking for something specific, a specific thing that is bothering you, that is broken or whatever, make sure to like check it out and then also give us feedback afterwards. I'm looking especially at people that saying like, oh, performance is not very well for me on my platform. Give us feedback after the patch is live because we
Yeah.
did a lot of things on that as well.
Right.
Cool. I think that's on our talk on balance and changes like that.
Hopefully people like those things. It should shake up the meta a bit. And along with all the new gear and everything coming in World Tier 5, really looking forward to see what the build meta is going to be next week.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting
Yeah.
coming in on after the weekend, being like everybody has the build figured out, and then it turns out it's not going to be the build.
Let's see.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, first
you.
of all, to all of these changes and talking
And this
about
is it.
them with us. I think it was very insightful. We're going to now head over to the agent highlights that we have. So we're going to show off these. And if you are we're only here for patch notes, don't be, because these are really cool, and you're going to miss it if you
Okay,
are
this is all,
not
okay?
following now. So this is
5 new weapon skins in Friday, and if you have the GR Pass, you have 2 crates for free. If you don't have the GR Pass, only 1 crate for free. So 5 new skins, 1 new emote, I think, and 2 new masks.
the next one is from Mel.
So I think it's okay.
Butchered your name. I'm very.
I think the next week we have the right release date,
Or woman.
but at the moment this is it, okay? The
I
patch
lived in
notes,
Versailles for 4 years, so bonjour, salut.
no patch notes
You have a
at
great
the
time
moment.
there. Look also really cool from what we can tell.
But
they're doing a lot of things.
I tried to put in
Check that out if you want. The game should be very easy.
the new weapon skins, okay? I show you.
Done with Source Filmmaker.
If
so that
I
looks
can.
really, really cool, if I say so myself. And then we have one last one,
No.
and I think that's my motor cycle helmet in the future. If I ever gonna do riding motorcycles,
That's bad.
I'm gonna make a design of that. That looks really cool, right? So it's a real M Night VFX.
The new
helmet.
weapon
It's really, really
skins,
cool.
okay?
Again,
I
if
will
make
show
a
you.
motorcycle helmet, I would
No,
definitely
this
get
isn't.
that done for myself. Awesome. So agent highlights done for now, but we also have winners for the cool things that we do every week here. The shots of the month and the agent highlights and stuff like that are part of
Okay.
the community things that we share.
Here.
But we also have things that we share. And
5 new skins, okay? 5
so
new
we
weapon
have
skins
Phoenix,
and new emote.
editions, and also the Brian Johnson figure.
I like
So
this.
That's really cool. And we have our winners, so we're going to contact them after the stream at some point, but we're going to go start with the runner-up.
And obviously, World Tier 5 in Friday.
That looks really, really cool. Congratulations on that. Extermination.
I would say that the top one is my desktop picture,
Yeah.
picture here at work.
Exactly. Extermination is the hashtag Division 2 photos, and the top one is the agent highlights. It's really cool. I love the art style of the first one.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about using that as my desktop, actually. I really like the comic-y kind of way where it's like very serious, the Division, but it still gives it the cool flair.
So
And
this
then
Friday
the
we
drum
have
roll-
3
drum
new
roll
gear sets.
The winners
World Tier
for
5
Again,
the
on the
new
tops, we see the
Tidal
agent highlights, and
Basin
on the bottom, the hashtag
Invasion
Division
mission,
2 photos.
the
winners, and they are getting
new
the Phoenix editions.
heroic,
The photo looks really,
the new
really
heroic
cool.
mode,
That's
All of it.
nerfs
out
and
of
buffs,
out of a movie.
the
I think
weapon
photo
mod
really
chance,
allows you to be
5
very,
new
very
camos,
creative. So,
It's
and
also super humbling to
2
see
new
how much
masks
work
and
love people
1
put
new
into
emote.
absolutely.
these. Really inspiring.
So
By the way,
I
like,
think
we
it's
also
okay.
look at like all of the hashtag the Division 2 photos and like fan art that you're sending over. Like we share a lot internally here. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you see in the reports
Absolutely.
and everything. I think that's just for you to know. Like if you do something like this, it's really really cool, and we look at a lot of these things and are very happy if we can see these cool creations. And a lot of, I think for me, especially as a community developer, I get a lot of inspiration from that as well. Cool. And with that, we're wrapping up our show for today. It was my first State of the Game. I hope I didn't ruin it for everybody. Thank you again, Fredrik, for coming in.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here, and it's so exciting to finally be able to talk about a game
Yes.
that's out, that everybody's playing. It feels amazing.
Cool. Again, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. We're going to show you a little bit more of the hashtag the Division 2 photos. If you want to be in those
Okay,
shots at the end
so
of our shows, tweet at us, because then we're going to include you at some point if they're.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So this is all, okay? Thanks for watching the streaming, and thank you, guys. Y nada, gente, por aquí dejo directo. Ha estado bien, ha estado un State of the Game rapidito, no hay mucho más que hablar. Han sacado eso, el tema de las nuevas skins y tal. Y nada, por aquí voy a dejar el directito. Chao.